Hi guys, today we are going to see crystal field theory and its postulates in lesson 6. Before explaining the crystal field theory, let me give some terminology. What are coordination compounds or what are complex compounds? They are molecular compounds which retain their identities even when when they are dissolved in water, and their properties are completely different from those constituents. For example, potassium ferricyanide, it is a complex compound. If this compound is dissolved in water, it will dissociate into potassium ion and ferricyanide ion. The properties will be different if they dissociate. But if you take simple salt like NaCl, the property will not change because it will dissociate into Na plus and Cl minus ions if you dissolve it in water. Similarly for double salt. Some naturally occurring substances or natural occurring complex compounds are vitamin B12, hemoglobin, chlorophyll. These are naturally occurring complex compounds. And some synthetic complex compounds are dyes, pigments, catalysts, etc. So coordination compounds contain central metal ion and the ligands. What is central metal ion? The cation to which one or more neutral molecules or anions are attached is called as central metal ion. What is a ligand? An atom or ion or molecule which is capable of donating a pair of electrons to the central metal atom are called as ligands. The particular atom which donates pair of electrons in a ligand is called donor atom. Example of donor atoms are nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur and halogens. There are different types of ligands: unidentate ligand, bidentate ligand, tridentate ligand, hexadentate, polydentate ligands, based on the number of donor atoms present in the ligands. So if the ligands containing only one donor atom, it is called as unidentate ligand. If the ligand containing only two donor atoms are called as bidentate ligand. If the donor atom contain number more than 6 donor atom, means it is polydentate ligand. What is coordination number? That is, the total number of ligands attached to the central metal atom is nothing but coordination number. Yes, now we have reflections part. Guys, you write down the coordination number for the complexes given in this line. After writing the coordination number, resume the video to listen the salient features of crystal field theory. So first, what is crystal field theory? It is very much different from the valence bond theory. According to valence bond theory, the bond between ligand and the metal ion is purely covalent. While according to the crystal field theory, the bond between or the interaction between the metal ion and the ligands is purely electrostatic, that is 100% ionic. The crystal field theory describes the breaking of d orbital degeneracy in transition metal complexes due to the presence of surrounding ligands. CFT, that is crystal field theory, qualitatively describes the strength of metal ligand bonds. So based on the strength of metal ligand bonds, the energy of the system is also altered. So this may lead to a change in the magnetic properties and color. This theory was developed by Bethe and Blake. It was developed to describe the important properties of complexes such as magnetism, absorption spectra, oxidation states, coordination, etc. Now comes salient features of crystal field theory. The first and foremost point is the D transition metal ion is surrounded by the ligands with the lone pair of electrons, and the complex is a combination of central metal ion surrounded by other ions or molecules or dipoles, that is ligands. Means a D metal or central metal ion is surrounded by the ligands. The ligands donate the lone pair of electrons to the central metal atom, and so the complex is formed. So all the types of ligands are regarded as point charges, whereas the ionic ligands like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine are regarded as negative point charges, whereas the neutral ligands like water, ammonia are regarded as point dipoles or just dipoles. Then if the ligand is neutral, the negative end of this ligand dipole is oriented towards the metal atom. If you take the example CO, the oxygen is oriented towards the metal. And the fourth feature is the interactions between the metal ion and the negative ends of the anion are purely electrostatic. That is, the bond between the metal and ligand is 100% ionic. There is no interaction between metallic orbits or metallic orbitals or ligand orbitals. The ligand surrounding the metal ion produce some electric field, and this electric field influences the energies of the orbitals of central metal ion, particularly the d orbitals. In case of free metal ion, all the 5 d orbitals have the same energy. Such orbitals having the same energies are nothing but degenerate orbitals. However, when a complex is formed, the ligands destroy the degeneracy of these orbitals. That is, the orbitals have now have different energies. You see this figure. In a free metal ion or in a isolated gaseous atom, all the 5 d orbitals are degenerate. The energies of all the d orbitals are same. When the ligands approaches the metals in a complex, the electrons in the d orbital of the central ion are repelled by the lone pair of the ligands. So this repulsion will increase the energy level of the d orbitals. So the energy of all the 5d orbitals will increase by the same amount. Still, they'll remain degenerate. And crystal field splitting of d orbitals. Since d orbitals differ in their orientation, those orbitals lying along the axis is increased and the lobes lying between the axes is decreased. So 5 degenerate orbitals will split into 2 sets having they have a different amount of energies. The splitting of 5 degenerate d orbitals of the metal ion under the influence of approaching ligands into 2 sets of orbitals having different energies is called as crystal field splitting. This term you should remember. So we will get 2 types of splitting, EG and T2G. EG set of orbitals are dz square and dx square minus y square. They have their lobes along the axis. They are nothing but axial orbitals and they are doubly degenerate set of orbitals. And dx, dy, dxy, dyz, dzx form T2G set of orbitals. They have their lobes lying between the axis. So they are nothing but non-axial orbitals and they are said to be triply degenerate set. So this crystal field splitting is affected by the following factors: nature of ligands, oxidation state of the central metal ion, size of the d orbital, geometry of the complex, nature of the metal ion, and arrangement of the ligands around the metal ion. If you take if you see this example, iodine, chlorine, bromine causes weaker field, whereas cyanide carbonyl forms a stronger field. Thank you, students, for listening. I hope you understand this topic. Thank you.